My brothers and sisters, God bless you. Welcome back. Well, remember the other day when we were studying and I was showing you about how they're wanting children involved in clinical studies and they're doing more and more and more to get children into clinical studies, which I told you was like a big, big no no. Um, just a decade ago, when I worked in clinical research. Well, lo and behold, the United States, through uh, the national adventure, quote unquote, through the NIH, is looking for your DNA. Going to pay you to participate in the study because I guess it's just too expensive for people to do it on their own, and they want to get as many people's DNA as possible, including the children's. And it's all under this guise that it's this study to study for health reasons and cures, and all in the name of good. So I just wanted to bring this to your attention. They're wanting 1 million people to share their DNA. Congress has authorized 1.45 billion over 10 years for this project. Yes, your tax dollars. Um, and they want people all around the country to sign up. And 25,000 people already got a private invitation. Well, I can bet you those 25,000 people probably have very rare blood types. And they're looking for participants. And they're going, it's called, quote unquote, all of us. Because they want everyone's DNA. So even if they don't get yours, well, if they get all your family members that are related to you, even if your most immediate family doesn't, they can still track it through mitochondrial DNA of who's who. This is what they're wanting to know. So here it says, for now, participants must be at least 18. Next year, the study will open to the children, too. And then they're going on to say, while there's other big biobanks, quote unquote, of genetic data from at least 100,000 people, the NIH project aims to be the largest and most diverse of its kind. At least half of the participants must be from the groups traditionally underrepresented in medical research. And that includes children of all races, all creeds. So then there, you can read this. I'm sure it's in everybody's national news, but it's basically saying that they want volunteers. All right, will share your electronic health records, blood samples, answer periodic questionnaires about their diet, their sleep, environmental exposures, lifestyle factors, and wear fitness trackers and other sensors. Steer clear of this, guys. Steer clear. That's my best advice to you. See, they're saying it's the genetic code mapping is too pricey for now 1 million people. But that more comprehensive approach eventually will be used with some participants too. So they're not just learning for genes. They're looking at all kinds of factors, okay? But you can bet that they're looking for your genetics. They're also probably looking for things that are affecting people's health and their whether or not they're responding to certain things in the environment, okay? It says among the first lessons Collins hopes to learn is about resilience. Why do some people stay healthy despite smoking or pollution or poor nutrition? We have no idea how these people escape these odds, he says. Listen, this is more nefarious than what they're telling us. So I just wanted to bring this to your attention. They're trying to tell you, oh, don't worry about privacy. It'll all be protected, that this will not become a database, because then, of course, they bring in about the privacy of DNA databases has made headlines this last week while investigators used a free genealogy website to track down a suspected California serial killer. And it says that's pretty different than the security under which medical DNA must be handled. Blah, 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 blah. Guys, let me tell you something. Once the government gets your information, nothing's private. See, this is what HIPAA is all about. Most don't realize this. HIPAA is the Privacy Act. And basically, all it did, it was the opposite of what it's supposed to sound like, okay? So it's supposed to protect the integrity of your medical information. But all it's doing is protecting your information to where your family or anyone in your immediate family can know anything about it. But it will go into an electronic database that any yahoo over all the way on the other side of the country can look at your information. That's the truth. So the insurance company can get it. They can share it with whoever they're going to share it with. Life insurance companies, medical insurance companies, all kinds of things. So the only people that's not going to be able to know what's in your medical record is your immediate family or your friends. But once it's in that database, anybody that has access to those records can look at it. Okay? So HIPAA is just a hypocrite, okay? It really is. It's hypocritical. It's not telling you the truth. It's not protecting your data. It's actually sharing it with more people. But then again, while you're laying there, you might be not able to give consent for your family to get to hear what's really going on with your health. And then the doctor's very limited, especially if you don't have a medical power of attorney. Then, you know, it's a very thin line that they can walk. I mean, if you don't even have permission and you're not authorized, you can't even call and find out about your mother in the hospital. And that's the truth. By law, by HIPAA. They won't tell you anything. They'll say, well, you know, we don't have your name down here. And then they'll give you a code and all these other things, okay? So, I'm just saying, steer clear of this, brothers and sisters. And sorry, I will be back on. I took a fall yesterday down the steps, and I'm kind of laid up at the moment. Didn't have a very good day yesterday. So, I'm so glad that yesterday is over and today is a new day and I can move forward. Well, God bless you, brothers and sisters. Pray for the children. In so many ways, the children are not safe. You know, God's on the throne, and who knows how far God's going to let things go. It could get pretty bad if the devil got to have completely everything done the way he wants to do. And our prayers do matter, and who we cover matters. And you know, brothers and sisters, the days are getting darker and darker, and it's just pretty nauseating when you know what you know. And Jesus is our only hope. Jesus, Yeshua, Emmanuel, God with us, is our only hope in this fallen world, brothers and sisters. That is all I know. So, the news is just, I don't even like to read it. I usually just read headlines, but this popped up, and I was like, wow, this is exactly what they were after. This is why they want children in this kind of research. They're going to say it's non-nefarious, it can't harm them. There's no side effects, there's no risk, just their DNA. God help us all. Alrighty, well, love to you all. God bless you, brothers and sisters.